Hello everyone, my name is Rahul and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be telling you why Arduino IDE is the worst IDE to program on any microcontroller. So why do I say that? Like every other video which you will see on YouTube, you will see if videos specific to learn Arduino or the basics of Arduino, starting with Arduino, you'll see like people recommending Arduino IDE. And why the heck am I saying it's not a good IDE or even it's a worst IDE to work with? So let me give you a hint. If you know about the words like IntelliJ, Eclipse, VS Code, or Visual Studio, then you must be understanding what I am talking about. If you don't, then still let me tell you. This video is for everyone, whoever is starting with Arduino or any other microcontroller, or even like you are a pro in like programming with microcontrollers. So let me tell you, why do I say Arduino IDE is one of the worst IDEs to work with. First of all, with Arduino IDE, once you outgrow with your Arduino projects, like when you are planning to work on other controllers like ESP32 or ESP8266, like the one I have over here is ESP32. So then you do not have like out of box like integration with such kind of other boards. What you'll have to do is you have to Google and then go to a site which will provide kind of a JSON to you, which you will have to add it to your Arduino IDE, and then you will be able to add the support for those kind of boards. Then only you will be able to program for them. For every new board, you will have to like go and configure that board by going to the particular website of that board and then finding out some string to add those plugins to your Arduino IDE. Now, it is not of a big deal, but so some of the features which are kind of a deal breaker for me would be like Arduino IDE would not provide me like auto completion. It will not provide me like automatic compilation, where like if I have written a variable name and then I do a typo while referencing it, then it will not tell me until unless I go and compile it myself. But what if I am able to get this errors ahead of time, like when I'm coding itself? That's what the IDE should be. So if you have ever worked on Eclipse, IntelliJ, VS Code, or Visual Studio, then you must be knowing what I'm talking about. I am a IT guy having 13 years plus experience in the IT world. Then I have been using such kind of IDEs which I've been talking about. So for me, Arduino IDE is just next to an editor like Notepad. It's not having a much of a difference for me because it doesn't provide these kind of features for me. Features like debugging, writing unit tests, I cannot do those kind of things. I cannot analyze like how much of a memory my code would be taking, how performant is the code which I'm writing. Even I cannot do a teamwork kind of a thing where I have multiple people programming on a same code, then it would be very difficult with Arduino IDE. This is the official website for Arduino IDE and the board's details and all. You can find it over here. So if you go into the software section, you can see the Arduino IDE version 1.8.13 and the various platforms are which are supported. So basically, it supports like all the platforms like Windows, Linux, and Mac. I have a Mac and I have already this IDE installed. So this is the IDE. If I open this IDE, you might be familiar with it, but for the newcomers who don't know about this IDE, let me show you. It seems very simple, like kind of how Windows 98 and those had like Notepad seems very similar to that. Although has a little bit of features like compilation and then uploading and then serial monitor, I don't see much of features over here. And obviously all the features which I mentioned, which are missing over here. PlatformIO is one of the IDE which I would recommend, although there are multiple other IDEs available, but this is one of the best which I have found. Why do I say that? Because it supports 43 platforms. By platform, I mean like 43 different kind of chips which are available, um, like supported. ESP32, ESP8266, and almost all the Arduinos at Intel. So this is the chip maker. So we can see like a support for almost all kind of platforms, and then for frameworks, frameworks are various frameworks are available, like Arduino being the most common one, and then you can directly also code in specific to ESP-IDF, which is the official development framework for boards like ESP32 and ESP8266. So this support from various frameworks is the best, which I can see. Next is I can see a support for almost like 1,000 boards over here. And I'll be able to find almost every board which is available right now in the market. But if you don't find it, then probably it would be getting in, maybe getting added to this list pretty soon. So let me search for ESP32. So I have such a big list for the manufacturers who support like or are using ESP32 chip and creating their own boards. So I can see a very comprehensive list, and 3 pages are there. And if I go for searching with Arduino, then the list is quite big. I can see almost like 4 pages and still big enough. So it's almost supporting all the Arduino boards and then ESP boards and other boards which you might be using. So that's something very nice to have it over here, that it is supporting all of these boards out of the box for me. And then having a good support, almost like 10,881 libraries, almost next to 11,000 libraries. So if I want to have a sensor, like a temperature sensor, like DHT22, I can get the library for that. If I am looking for a library for motors, then I can find those as well. AF motor. So I can find the libraries for these motors and other kind of things. So almost like 11,000 libraries is available for me. So this is something very nice feature to have. And the other features which are provided like out of the box for me are like the debugger. I get like a debugger out of the box where I can put in the breakpoints in my code, and then I would be able to debug my code, which is not possible in Arduino IDE. Then I can do the unit tests. So if my program is going to be something industry standard, then in industries where this is an enterprise level application or a project which you are working on, you should have a unit test. So this support is available in this IDE. And then code analysis, where you can like analyze your code and identify like what kind of RAM utilization defects are there in the code. So these kind of things are available. And the best one is remote development when you're working with a big team. So it lets you develop projects while using the computing power and connected devices on a remote machine. So that's pretty cool, right? So already enough talking about it. Now, why don't I show you how to install it? So if on the website itself, you can see like get PlatformIO now. If I click on it, then I get an option directly that get the VS Code. So although I was downloading PlatformIO, but it's asking me to install VS Code. Why is that? So let me explain you. PlatformIO is not a separate IDE in itself. It's kind of a plugin which you can install on top of the existing IDEs with which you are already comfortable with. So if you are a developer who is using VS Code, then you can add this plugin, PlatformIO, and then voila. In VS Code itself, you get the features of Platform IDE, a Platform IO IDE, and you will be able to use it. If you are like not familiar with VS Code, then there is an option still. Like just click on this link, and then these are the various different IDEs supported. VS Code, Atom, Cloud9. We can see them. It supports Atom, Cloud9, Code Anywhere. These are all different kind of IDEs available. Eclipse, CHE, and CLion from IntelliJ, and then code blocks, Eclipse, Emacs, NetBeans. NetBeans is also one of the famous IDEs in the Java community. Qt Creator, Sublime. Sublime is a regular editor but has a lot of features. So it adds like additional features on top of that um, editor and provides you like PlatformIO on top of it. So and then Vim and Visual Studio. So these are various platforms on which you can get Platform IO installed. If you're already familiar with the Visual Studio, Eclipse, or any other VS Code, then why go for any other separate IDE like Arduino IDE, right? Doesn't make any sense because the coders feel more comfortable with the IDE on which they have already been coding, like me. I have been coding with IntelliJ and VS Code a lot, so let's start with downloading it. Now, what is required over here is you just need to first get Visual Studio Code. So, being on a Mac, it's very easy for me to install the Visual Studio, VS Code. All I have to do is use brew and install as a cask. I need to install as a cask Visual Studio Code. So once you get the VS Code, so I should be able to have the VS Code now. So let me open VS Code, and then as suggested on the PlatformIO site, that once you have this downloaded, open the VS Code extension manager and search for PlatformIO IDE and then install it. All you have to do is you need to click on this tab which shows extensions, and you need to search for Platform IDE. Here I can see it. So for me, it's already been installed. All you have to do is click on the install button and you would get it. Once you install it, you will see a logo of Platform IO. And if when you click on it, you will get a small menu. So you can like click on open, and then you can create a new project, open project, import, and then examples as well. So let me show you like by creating a new project or an example itself. Let's use an example of Arduino Blink. So this is a basic example of Blink, blinking the internal LED. Let me just import it. So first time when you would be importing it, it would be downloading a lot of libraries and it will take a little bit of time for you. For me, like already the libraries have been installed and or downloaded, so it didn't take much of time. Now what you have to do is, this would be giving you a good structure how you would be more like any developer like working on Java, .NET, or JavaScript would be more familiar with kind of these kind of structure. So let me just walk you through this kind of a structure. So this is a platform INI file which kind of describes you like the board on which you have to work. So there is a comprehensive list. I can see like Uno is supported. I can do is like I can remove all these other boards. I don't need them, and I can use the Uno IDE. And I'll also show you like other IDEs which I can use. I'll just show you an example of ESP32 as well. So Uno IDE is over here in this platform io.ini. I just need to mention this, that environment, platform, framework, and board. If you don't know like how would you get these kind of information, just move back to the site PlatformIO and then go back to the boards. Search for Arduino Uno, and you have this Arduino Uno. This one is the latest version, but this is the regular version. So this is the one which I'll be coding with. So if I click on it, it takes me to a page where it will be guiding me about like the configuration, how I need to configure it. All I need to do is write env uno platform, then board. So these two information which I need to write. So platform, board, and then framework, because anyways I'll be going to use the Arduino framework. So these kind of three information which you need to write, and this information you will get it for almost any other board as well. So let's save it, and then let's go into the source. So this is a Blink app directly which I've got from as an example. Now, all I have to do is I need to connect my Arduino Uno, which I have over here, enclosed in an enclosure. I got it like that way. So I need to connect this Arduino Uno to my computer and then upload it. Like usually when you would have worked with the Arduino IDE, and that what you would be doing is, let me just show you the same example in Arduino IDE. So let's move back to Arduino IDE. Um, and then we have this IDE, the sketch available. Let's save the sketch. It asks me to save a sketch. I save it. Once I save it, what I have to do is I need to attach my Arduino IDE Uno Arduino board to the computer. And then in the tools, I need to go and select the proper board. So let me select Arduino Uno board. I need to select this board. And then let me just kind of make the delay. So this is the compile button. I do compile and then let me upload it. So done uploading. So once I have uploaded it, let me just pull the. So what you can see is the light is blinking at a rate of like 1 second. After every 1 second, it blinks and turns off, right? So it was pretty easy, right? In Arduino IDE. But now, what if I have to do the same program for another board like ESP32? So let's do that and let's see if I have that board. In boards, unfortunately, I do not have it. What will I have to do? I'll have to like kind of go into preferences. I'll have to add the string, which would be referring to a JSON file, which will help me download all the boards for this Arduino, sorry, the ESP32. And then I have to go into board manager. Where is the, okay. I need to go into the board manager and then I need to search for ESP32 and once I have it, then I have to do an install and then let's install it and then I show you. So once it is installed, you can close it and then when you go back to boards, you will get an additional section of ESP32. I have a do it dev kit version, so I select that. Uh, board baud rate is this, and then a port I need to change. I need to disconnect my Uno and connect ESP32. Once I have connected ESP32, in that case, like just a minute. Yeah, so this is the updated port. I need to select all that port and everything, and then I have to kind of do the upload. So once it is compiling, it takes a lot of time in compiling, as you can see. This was a basic example. Like for Arduino boards, it's quick, but for other boards, the simple sketch is taking a lot of time. And then we'll be doing the same exercise using uh, PlatformIO, and then we'll see the difference. It's taking a lot of time, although like I'm on a very powerful machine over here. Finally, the compiling is done, and now it is uploading. And the writing is started, 42%. Okay. So now, like the program has been uploaded on this ESP32, and you can see the light to be blinking, the internal LED which is blinking now. Now, the thing is, I had to do a lot of changes over here for uploading it on a different board. I had to do all the changes, And the thing is, like, if I want to go and check the code of this digital write, usually in IDEs, I can just click on the command or the control button and then click on it, and this function opens. But Arduino IDE doesn't support that kind of features. So let's kind of ditch this IDE as of now, and let's do the same code on PlatformIO. So I can immediate difference which I can see is digital write function, which I was not able to open and see the code in that. I can just click control or a command and then click on it. I can see the code, what is written within that and what is being performed, right? So I have that kind of an leverage over here, which is a usual expectation of any developer. I should be able to see the code, what is being executed. So same thing, let's run this code for Uno first. This time around, like instead of blinking it for 1,000 seconds, let make it let's make it like a blink very quickly, and it would be blinking like in 10 times in a second, so it would be quick. Now all I have to do is, I the first thing is I don't even have to update anything apart from that. Like already the information is over here, and the platform IO automatically detects on which port I am connecting my board. I don't need to mention the port specifically. Now all I have to do is there is an option for compiling, uploading, cleaning, and then the serial monitor. Additionally, like if I type in something wrong or if I want to use any function like delay or other function as serial, other function as serial dot print. So it gives me a type ahead kind of intelligence, auto code completion, which is very useful for a beginner or even for anyone. So this is some of the features which I would really love to have in Arduino IDE, which are not present. So that's why I think like it's not a good tool for programming on it. Now let's just compile it. So once I click on the compile button, an internal terminal opens and it does the compiling, and the compilation is done. And now let's upload it. So basically, all these uploading and down compilation, whatever happens, these are just basic some commands. And these commands, even if you fire them from your terminal, then you can also do that. So it's all just the commands which are being fired. So some dedicated buttons have been provided for some specific commands like compilation and upload, although you can do it by yourself from the command line as well. So my code has uploaded. Now I can see like the board, Arduino Uno board is blinking like very quickly, like 10 times in a second, right? Now, what would be required to change the board and upload the same project? All I have to do is go in this file and let me search over here about the board dev kit. This is the board actually which I have. Do it ESP32 dev kit. Once I search on that, I have this configuration. I copy it, I paste it over here, and then board I already have, then framework I need to add. So that's it. I have the framework. Now what I'll have to do is, if I want, I can comment this out, or even I can leave it. What will happen is the program or the platform IO IDE will understand that I have to upload it on two places. So I can do the uploading of the same code at two boards simultaneously. And it will just compile the code according to the boards specifically and can upload it both the places. If both the boards are connected, the uploading will happen on both the boards. If one of the board is connected, the uploading for one of the board will fail and the other one should succeed. So let's have both of them available be over here. I'll not comment it out and I'll show you like how it did work. So first of all, let's do a cleaning. So I cleaned it up, and as you can see in the clean section itself, I have a Uno and another board which has been which is ESP32 Duet DevKit V1, and for both of them, like, it has been cleaned. Now let me just do a compilation. So compilation is happening for both the boards now. So both the boards got compiled, and now all I have to do is I need to upload. So once I upload, so my board which was connected was Uno. It was I didn't connect my ESP32, so I'll just cancel this as of now. I'll first connect ESP32, and then let me do the upload button again. So for Uno, obviously it will be failing because the Uno is no more connected, so it will give me an error. Probably it's just waiting for that error, and it will just try 10 times. That's how it works for Uno. And there is an option like I can like kind of skip for Uno. The one option is like I can directly comment this section out and then do the upload. Other one is like I can use the command line and specifically upload for ESP32. So I'll show you both these options as well. Uh, so 9 out of 10 and 10. Okay. So it starts uploading, and as we can see, it's doing it very quickly and showed the status that it took 52 seconds for Uno and failed. But for ESP32, it was a success and uploading happened very quickly. All right. So I close it and I can see like the light is blinking quickly, right? So this is basically how this IDE works, and all the features which you know, like which are available in VS Code, you will be able to use that. If you use another platform like Eclipse or any other one, any other IDE on which you install PlatformIO as a plugin, you will be able to use all the shortcuts and features the IDE provides, the base IDE provides. And that is why I say Arduino IDE is the worst IDE to start with programming on microcontrollers, right? So if you like my video, I would request you to please press like and subscribe to my channel to get notifications about the new videos which I upload. So till then, keep waiting and bye from your friend Rahul. Bye.